Hi guys, if it's your first time to our channel, I am Irina.
And I am Devon.
And we are Just Be Out, currently stranded on the Norwegian Jewel in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Just to bring you up to speed of how we got here, we started sailing from Australia, Sydney, to French Polynesia.
On a 21-day Norwegian cruise.
Halfway from Fiji to French Polynesia, our ship turned completely 360 around and sailed back to Fiji because French Polynesia closed their borders. We were supposed to disembark in Suva, Fiji. As we got close to Fiji, they changed their mind and they did not allow us disembark. Then Norwegian corporates made arrangements with New Zealand and we sailed to disembark there. As soon as we got really close to New Zealand closed its borders and did not allow us disembark.
Right. So keep in mind, 2 days before we even reached New Zealand, we were told to book our flights out of New Zealand. So people were already making arrangements. And then
we heard captain's announcements and we actually caught it in our previous vlog. If you haven't seen it, we're gonna leave the link in the description and right here. And we also explaining how the cruise line is dealing with the virus situation and handling everything.
Yes, here on our cruise.
And just to reassure you, we are not infected. Nobody is sick on the cruise. We finished our previous vlog with captain's announcement that we are not heading to New Zealand anymore. Norwegian made other arrangements with Fiji, again this time with Latoka, and Fijian government created super strict disembarkation rules. There are 2,500 passengers on this ship and they were all supposed to fly out of Fiji within 2 days. On this boat it was chaos. Norwegian set up 2 rooms with internet for people to make arrangements to book their flights. We stood in line for 3 hours
till we finally got a computer.
Yes, and we actually did purchase internet, but it was not working on our computers, so we were forced to stay in line and go to those designated rooms with internet, and we had to book from there. Some people were on the computers for an hour and a half, 3 hours. Search engines were failing on everybody because it was way too much traffic. It was super hard to book a flight, and a lot of people are older on this boat, so they're having really hard time booking the flight, typing and trying to get confirmation for their flights.
And they also had phones available so you could make phone calls, and some people were tying up the phone for 2 hours. They're on the phone trying to get information, and it was just a mess. It was a mess. And this is actually the second time this had happened. This same situation we're describing, it's the second time that it actually happened.
This time they had more computers available for us. And a lot of people had really difficult connections to get to their homes. Some people book flights to fly for 60 and even 90 hours. That is insane. We actually purchased a pretty good flight flying out from Fiji to Sydney with 9-hour layover back home to Honolulu. So we were pretty happy about our flight arrangements. However, on the next day from us booking the flight, we heard an announcement that Fiji is not allowing us to disembark anymore. They changed their mind. They banned all cruise ships. So we had to cancel our flight
within 24 hours. Now, other people weren't as fortunate because people are booking flights left to right. Again, this is not the first time they're booking flights. They were told they were going to get off in New Zealand, and you know, they booked flights then. Some people are waiting to get refunded back on their card so they could book the next flight. So that was causing a lot of like drama with people as well.
And again, just to cancel, there were lines for hours and hours to get on the phone, to get on the computer, trying to get reimbursements for their flights. We got in contact with Devon's sister, and she was able to call and cancel the flight, and we did get full reimbursements because we were able to cancel within 24 hours of booking.
Right.
So we lucked out on that. But the story did not end there.
Of course not. Of course not.
So already Fiji twice said yes and then said no. So we sailed to American Samoa from Fiji, Pago, just to refuel.
Right. So we pulled into Pago. They hooked up the fuel lines. No one was able to disembark, not even crew. Everyone had to stay on the boat. So they just pumped up the fuel line, and we were there till the next day, and they were refueling the whole entire time. We also heard, I'm not sure if that's the reason why we couldn't disembark, but the island of Pago was going through
measles
outbreak as well. They had measles. So I don't know if that's the reason why we couldn't get off, or that was just a precautionary measure as well. So that was happening at the same time. So we fueled up, and we set sailed
to Hawaii, Honolulu.
Yep.
Finally, everybody
calmed down, was at
relaxed.
Ease. Right, because they're like, okay, we're going to Hawaii. It's a beautiful destination. Why not? Some people have never been there. So,
some people were actually supposed to sail from original itinerary from Tahiti to Hawaii.
Right.
Actually, a lot of people were booked on that cruise as well.
Right.
And it's the same boat that was supposed to sail from Tahiti to Honolulu after, and we were supposed to get off in Tahiti and then fly from Tahiti.
Right, and I know a couple of you have been asking us on social media, well, oh my God, are you guys going to run out of fuel, or are you going to run out of food? Well, as far as the fuel, that was taken care of in Pago. We refueled so that we're able to go to Hawaii. As far as the food goes, as Irina mentioned, this cruise was supposed to go to Tahiti, where we were going to get off, but others stay on, and then it continues to Hawaii. So in Sydney, where it departed from originally, there was enough food on the cruise to last us the entire time going
but
to
I think in other ports they were also added
Hawaii.
Food in Fiji.
Right, and Suva, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, they added like just, vegetables and produce and stuff, right.
Right now we're 10 days in straight sailing, where we did not get off at any ports.
We've been at sea the whole time.
We're pretty much self-quarantined,
right.
And again, it's been already, I think, 23 days at sea. So nobody is sick, and right now we feel really fortunate because it's pretty much the safest place for us to be.
Again, people have been asking us and been leaving comments in our last video, what on earth are you doing on a cruise with the coronavirus? That's like one of the worst places you could be. That's true if someone is infected. But as Irina mentioned before, no one on the cruise is infected. So right now we are probably on one of the safest places to be. So we're fine. Everything is carrying on just as if there was no virus situations. They have shows on the cruise every night. Yeah. In a huge theater that holds
Bars,
about
people
mingling. Everyone is in the jacuzzi together. They're in the pool together. They're eating together. They're conversating on what's going on at home and on the boat. So everything here is perfectly fine, and we're fortunate to be in a really good situation that we're in now.
As we were boarding, Norwegian took a really good precautions of not boarding people who have traveled to China within 30 days, who have fever or showing any signs of sickness. People were screened. A lot of people brought medical papers with actual blood tests done to prove that they are not sick. So as we were boarding, the virus was not worldwide pandemic at that point. So we felt pretty safe boarding. And as we were sailing, the virus actually broke out throughout the entire world.
Right. We were supposed to sail from American Samoa to Honolulu, which was going to take us 5 days. 2 days into that sailing, rumors started spreading around the ship, people showing us news on their phone and publications stating that the Hawaiian government is not accepting cruise ships. So the buzz was heavy at that time. People were coming up to us and saying, hey guys, did you see the news? We're not getting off at Hawaii.
And actually, on the Department of Transportation
Right.
of Hawaii, they said that they will only allow our ship to refuel and get more supplies.
Right, supplies. So that's where we were. And now, up to this point, there is no official word from the captain, because that's the way we kind of term it. It's like when the captain says it, that makes it official. Everything else is just hearsay.
Because there are a lot of military bases, so we are hoping we'll be able to dock at least at the federal port.
Right.
Well, if our president wants
Right.
American citizens back that are not infected.
Yeah. Another cruise ship is supposed to dock the day before we get in. And the word from the captain is that when they get there, based on how they operate their situation, that's when we'll have a better idea of how they're going to operate with us. So they're still in negotiations. Nothing is finalized yet. So although some people are already trying to book flights from Honolulu, but the captain's like, refrain from doing that. We don't want the same thing to happen again. So to repeat itself. So people are just...
Yeah, some people booked already 5 flights that they had to cancel
5 times.
And there is one lady who spent over $10,000 in just flight bookings.
Right.
That is crazy. But wait, it does get worse. 3 days into sailing, we were having dinner in one of the restaurants that is located all the way in the back of the boat.
Right.
And around 7 or 8 p.m., we were having dinner and we heard a very strange noise coming from the engines that is right below that restaurant.
Yeah, it was, we were having dinner, it was just like, boom. And it felt like we hit something very hard. And now we're at
Like
sea,
a rock,
so
yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. And right after we heard that big boom, under our feet, we felt like
Shaking,
vibration. It was like
rattling, yeah.
and rattling. And I was like, that's not good. What's going on here, you know? And
well, already in my mind, I'm thinking of evacuation plans.
Right, that's how loud it
as
felt.
Soon as I was thinking, as soon as we hear something, boom, boom,
Right.
for the captain announcement, we were just gonna stand up
and just start
walking towards the exits.
Right, yeah. We were waiting to hear from the captain after we felt that, because that did not feel good. It didn't sound good. And no announcements was made, nothing.
But we still wrapped up our dinner early,
right, because we didn't feel too comfortable.
We went straight to the cabin. That night it was a really heavy storm as well. The boat was shaking.
Rocking, yeah.
And I could not sleep till 5:30 in the morning. I was really nervous. The entire night I was thinking that we might need to evacuate or something.
Yeah.
So the next day we finally heard from the captain.
Right.
That we have technical difficulties.
Right.
On
so
the
they
boat.
never said we lost an engine. So just to be clear, we don't know for sure if an engine blew.
Or maybe it's a propeller or something.
Propeller or something. I'm assuming if it's just a propeller will just stop spinning if that's the case. But the loud thumping noise that made, and plus the fact that if you look to the back of the boat, normally there are 2 streams of water coming from the back of the boat. We now only see one. Other passengers felt it, that if your cabin is located in the back of the boat, we spoke to people that said, I felt it and I heard it. So we weren't the only ones. And now it's going around the whole entire ship. We lost an engine. It's not official. The captain has not made that announcement.
He just said technical
difficulties this morning. And we will be arriving in Honolulu later than anticipated. Well, if you put one and one together, an engine blew, we're going much slower than we were going as if we had 2 engines. And if you look in the back of the boat, you only see 1 stream coming out, not 2. So
instead of 6 a.m. on March 22nd, we will be arriving at 8 p.m. on March 22nd.
right, Honolulu time.
We have received a letter that this will be the end of our sailing.
Right, that's an official letter that was just distributed this evening. That will be the end when we get there. So according to that, we are not going anywhere else, because rumors were buzzing around the ship that when we get to Honolulu, this was before the engine even had that situation, or whatever the situation is right now that we're going through with the boat. We were just gonna
refuel, get supplies, and sail to
possibly
LA.
Yeah, definitely to California. And the reason being because California had the Princess cruise ship, and they evacuated the ship there, so they have the facilities there to take care of us as well. Maybe Hawaii didn't. So that's what people were assuming. Again, that wasn't official. That is just the buzz that was going around the ship, and it made kind of perfect sense if we happen to sail. But again, according to the letter we just received today, it stated that the last cruising date,
sailing date will be March 22nd.
Right.
However, we don't know if we are going to be able to disembark or not. Maybe that means that we will be just stuck there and just stay in Honolulu, which again, I don't mind it at all, because we got virus-free boarding, we got food, entertainment, and Hawaiian sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, because most people were they were going through different emotions as far as like, I want to get off the boat, I'm tired of being in the boat. But the point is, if once you get off this boat, you are now susceptible to the virus. You have to go to an airport, you have to get on an airplane with people. When you get home, things are not going to be the same way as it was when you left it. Restaurants are going to be closed, grocery stores are going to be closed. The ones that are open won't have much of anything. And you're going to have to quarantine yourself from everyone. It's not like you can go out with friends and meet people and stuff like that. You're going to be quarantined. So your life will change once you get off this boat. At least on the boat, you're meeting people still. You're talking with people. You're going to shows with people. You're in the jacuzzi. You're in the pool as if nothing happened. So it's really two different worlds we're dealing with. Off this ship, what everyone is dealing with off the ship. And on the ship, we're dealing with cancellations, blown motor, if that's the case, because then that has to be fixed. I don't know how long that takes. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
We will keep you updated.
Yes.
But right now, the good news are that we are having a free cruise.
Yes.
We received a letter that we are getting two options for reimbursements. One, it's 150% of the original amount of spent future cruise credit, or a full refund of the cruise, that we are actually opting in for the full refund. And we heard that a lot of people also canceling gratuities. If you haven't cruised before, you are supposed to pay gratuities $15 per person per day, which adds up to about $500 for us. And a lot of people are canceling that, and we are thinking to do the same thing as well.
Well, sorry for this long video again, but we're trying to be as informative as possible. Hope we've given you enough information so you know what's going on this boat of ours.
It's been a very interesting journey, for sure.
Yes, that it has, and for sure it's not over yet. There will be more to come, and again, we'll bring it to you as soon as we get the information.
Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel to see what's going on next and where our journey will take us.
Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know when our next video comes out. Until then, just be out with us.